This video will show you how to create a monitoring regime in the Velappity compliance module. To create a monitoring regime, click Monitoring Regime in the navigation bar and then select Create. Then choose the client and site the monitoring regime is for and select the form you wish to use. This will usually be the compliance form. You can also choose if there is a specific system at the site which you would like the monitoring regime to be for. Type in the name of the monitoring regime and add an external reference or additional notes if required. You can allocate the regime to a user if you wish, or you can leave this unallocated and assign it to a user at a later date. In the Set Pattern section, you can define the quantization settings to align the inspection tests for different assets. For example, you may have various asset types at a site that require weekly tests, some monthly or some quarterly or annually. Velappity will collate these tests into one monitoring regime and aims to minimise the number of site visits required by aligning these tests into one visit. Quantization therefore combines the less frequent tests, such as the monthly tests, into the more frequent tests, usually weekly tests, to reduce the number of site visits. You can define the quantization pattern by clicking the drop-down here. The closest pattern will move the less frequent test into the closest higher frequency site visit. For example, if a weekly test was scheduled for the 30th of November and a monthly test should occur on the 3rd of December, this quantization pattern would combine these and create a site visit that should take place on the 30th of November, including both the weekly and monthly tests. The closest to month option is the same as closest. However, this ensures that the less frequent test remains in the month it was due to fall on. Therefore, the 3rd of December monthly test would be combined with the closest weekly site visit within the same month. Selecting the earliest option will always move the lower frequency test to the earliest higher frequency test scheduled before it. You can also set the overdue duration. This defines the number of days that the job will become overdue by. The Set Time Period section allows you to choose the time period for when the jobs will be created. We recommend only generating jobs a few days or a week in advance of the date the job is scheduled to be completed. You can also select the date that you wish the monitoring regime to begin, which will then schedule the weekly or monthly jobs accordingly. Once you have completed the required fields, press Save. Now you have learned how to create a monitoring regime. Please see our video library for how to edit and manage monitoring regimes.